A concert goer who attended the Route 91 Harvest Festival, where the shooting took place, told Sky News that he saw a lady who pushed her way forward into the concert venue into the first row.
This is quoted. Yeah, this is a Sky News article that was quoted from some concert goer. So.
Right. The witness said she started messing with another lady and told us that we're all going to die tonight before being escorted out by security about 45 minutes before the shooting. After that, the witness said she left the concert and headed back to her hotel room. Man, at least she was she had intuition.
Hell yeah, I'd be gone too.
Right. When she heard there had been a shooting, the witness, she said, thought it had a positive correlation to the woman's warning. It is unclear, however, whether the incident had any relation to the shooting. The witness described the woman and a man she was with as Hispanic and 5-footers. Bunch of 5-footer
little shorties.
Little 5-footer Mexicans. They just looked like everyday people, she said.
This is interesting as well. This is taken from do what this information is. We're not saying this is real stuff. This is just some conspiracies that have been floating around. And this is actually true, though, because it's filed off of the SEC. Owners of the Mandalay Bay Hotel sold hundreds of millions of dollars in stock immediately before the shooting.
Really?
As the SEC Insider Transaction reports below detail, from September 5th, 2017 to September 12th, 2017, approximately 6 million shares of MGM were sold by officers and or directors of the company, totaling approximately $200 million in proceeds to sellers. Included in this group is the selling of approximately 450,000 shares by MGM CEO and chairman James Murren, a seller of size since late July.
Okay.
And who appears to have sold more than 85% of all holdings.
Wow.
We also see that MGM board member Grounds William Warwick sold 176 million shares of his MGM stock on September 6th of 2017. Most of the men who sold their stock before the shooting decided to sell when the shares were valued at $33.33. If you believe in numerology and Mason stuff and all that, 33, is a significant number.
Right.
Or within pennies of this value, just one day before September 11th. Stock value dropped 5% immediately after the attack, losing $1 billion in value. So they knew something was going to lose some money.
Wow. See, that shit right there, that is no coincidence.
Right.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Exactly.
The news of the Harvey Weinstein and Hollywood sexual scandal emerged just 5 days after the shooting, but it was drowned out by endless coverage of the massacre. Of course it was. Oh, that's it right there. Wow. Several sources are claiming that Weinstein's scandal was leaked by the alliance. The counter coup pushing for full disclosure. Stephen Paddock was a professional gambler who made a living off of video poker. Successful casino gambler can only be found riding unicorns.
This next stuff we're reading is from like I said, do with what as you will, but these are weird coincidences, and this is from a Reddit sub-thread. So.
Right. Stephen was supposedly a rich real estate guy, but no one knows of any holdings or transactions in his name. Throughout his employment career, he worked for the post office and the IRS, which we know. It seems they pay extremely well since real estate investing needs quite a bit of seed money.
Yeah, well, it's already know how he got his money. Speaking of Campos, the security guard, he was shot when he knocked on the door of Paddock's room, right? But he wasn't shot then, but 6 minutes before, which they tried to clear that up.
Right.
Didn't bring the police security to the room until 58 people were dead and nearly 500 people were critically injured. And then they have an update here that says timeline has again changed. So the story is now Campos encountered Paddock 6 minutes prior to shooting and was shot 1 minute. Make of this what you will.
Right. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, Campos' house
according to the logs, there was something. Yeah. According to the logs, there was something at 9:59 that said there was a security thing.
Right.
And shooting didn't start for another 6 minutes.
Yeah, get out of there. Come on. Well, Campos' house is guarded by someone who works for a possibly fictitious security company with no physical address and whose license to operate ran out last year. Why does
this thread was made in 2017, by the way.
All right. Why does a witness to a mass killing with the killer dead need protection? Why hasn't he given even one interview to anyone? Stephen Paddock's house gets robbed while the FBI is combing over it for evidence. No further words needed here. Again, his house gets robbed.
Yeah.
Campos disappears right before he is to give 5 interviews.
Yep. This was in the news like big when this happened.
Right.
It was only like a couple days after the shootings, and he just declined all interviews with everybody, dude.
And he had one that included one with Hannity. No one, including the FBI, knows where he is. So the FBI has lost the key witness to the investigation. Meanwhile, scary guys guarding his house 24 hours a day.
Wow. And this is one
And
everybody.
the police ain't investigating these guys guarding his house.
This is one that everybody has brought up. Hotel casinos, the most single most extensively surveyed buildings in the world,
Right.
cannot produce even one clip of Paddock going on about his business.
Even bringing in his 15,000 cases and
23 guns and dozens of loaded magazines, but takes over a minute between volleys of fire. If you listen to the video, he goes, and then literally 30, 40 seconds later, then he's firing again. Don't take that long to grab another gun.
Right.
No trails of social media exist for Stephen Paddock either. Nothing at all. Paddock must have not have known that the internet existed. Not only that, you take into account when they interviewed his brother, there's been multiple like body language experts that said this dude is like being real weird.
Right.
And I'm 100% positive that shortly after all this stuff happened, his brother was arrested for like pedophilia. Shit. So they took him down real quick, didn't they?
Oh, jeez. I think it mostly has to do with that Harvey Weinstein shit. Something was going on here where they needed something. And they needed to push gun control.
Needed to push gun control. They had a big story that could possibly include a lot of other high profile celebrities that advances the cause of what they want.
Yep.
And that shit's about to get out. Not only that, there's also conspiracy theories surrounding that Saudi, like the Saudi prince even was
right,
or people representing him was like a couple floors up,
right,
and he was selling weapons to them,
right,
and that went sideways, and they shot him, and then did some shit, and there's just so much stuff that's never going to be answered. Apparently,
right? No one knows.
That video is never going to be released. Still hasn't been one single video of security cameras released about anything.
Nothing.
Just like there's never been one there's one snippet of the plane supposedly hitting the Pentagon, but no other. One of the most obviously another one of the most recorded places in the world, but no security footage.
Right. Talking about the Pentagon, they had that one where that reporter was live on air. He was like, "Yeah, I was just at the scene at the Pentagon."
And he walked right up to it.
He's like, and there's no signs of airplane shrapnel or anything.
He said the largest thing there was like unidentifiable, like scrap.
Right. Get out of here. Pentagon did not get hit by a plane, folks.
Yeah. Well, if we're gonna go that route, how many light posts were immediately in the direction of the Pentagon that didn't get clipped by the wings?
Right.
And if it had, we know that light posts. We've seen videos of aircraft hitting light posts before, and it just completely shears off the wings.
Right.
Number one. Number two, there's been multiple pilots with thousands upon thousands of hours that have done. I think they're like the 9/11 Truth Commission or something like that. They've done like simulation of trying to go land or go that low and keep it without fucking crashing. And every single one of those pilots crashed. And these guys that did it were supposedly just trained for piloting little bush planes and shit like that, dude.
Yeah, get the hell out
and with like 100 hours of flying.
Yeah, get out.
I mean, come on. If you want to, this, it just, and people are like, how can you guys say the government could be involved in stuff like this? Because look at, like, we'll get into 9/11 for sure, but this has got the same vibes of that type of stuff. There's nothing concrete. There's been no video evidence around the most surveilled. It's a fucking casino. A casino has like 6 cameras on one damn table.
Frick yeah, man.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
There's cameras in every hallway, every freaking stairway, everything, dude. I don't care.
6 cameras on each side of the building, outside, pointing towards the building.
Damn right.
Pointing across the street from the buildings. I mean, geez. I mean, I don't know. There's been 5 years and still nothing has been produced of why this happened, or how this happened, or how did this dude carry 12 bags.
Right. And there won't be either. Yeah, 12 freaking bags. Come on. And he had 2 rooms.
Right. Why would you need 2 rooms? And another one of these, if you notice when they said the police breached his hotel room, they breached his room, and then they had to breach the door to the connecting room.
Right.
Why would they have to breach the door to the connecting room if he was running between rooms to shoot out both the windows?
Right.
Why would the door be shut?
Right. Yeah, that make no damn sense. Nothing does. A lot of stuff happened here, buds.
And they never showed the official photo
No.
All they show of him is supposedly the body on the ground,
Right.
like you see like a cutoff and like a little bit of blood splatter.
Right. Any
But-
other time, that would have been like full freaking pictures.
People have analyzed the blood splatter is not consistent with killing somebody, killing
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And there's multiple theories that he actually shot himself in the chest, not in his head.
If he shot himself at all.
That's what I'm saying. If he got shot in the chest, that signals somebody shot him.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was the. Well, also they tried to lay the blame on the Jesus guy, saying that he was the one that shot and killed him and did the rampage, and then shot himself in the leg or whatever, and then covering up for it. Could be.
Maybe both of them were in on it.
Maybe.
And
They said he had an accomplice, but all of a sudden that went away, didn't it?
maybe that Paddock guy was like, I don't know if we should just do this. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. The guy was like, oh, hell no.
Then the cop mysteriously firing 3 rounds
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Come on, why did he do that?
Not only that, there's video of some people are at a bus station, and all you hear is like just hundreds of rounds going off. You hear that for a couple of minutes, and then you hear a lull like 20 seconds, and then you hear bang, and then like 10 seconds after that you hear another bang, and then right after that there's no more shots fired. So one of those is him killing himself. What's the other one?
Right.
Is that other one the dude shooting himself in the leg to cover it up?
I bet.
Dude, we could get into this all day. There's so much.
And Jesus is nowhere to be found even
Yeah.
to
Have they found him yet? I mean,
I don't think so, bud.
Wait a minute. She interviewed him. Ellen did.
When was this? 2021? Oh shit, he came out and interviewed?
Yeah, I remember seeing clips of him
I
on
don't.
Ellen.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. He says, as I was walking down, I heard rapid fire and I first took cover. I felt a burning sensation. I went to go lift my pant leg up and I saw the blood. That's when I called it on my radio that shots have been fired.
It don't make no sense that he was shooting through the door though.
Right.
Not at all. And no one else in none of the other rooms. Nobody was in those hotel rooms.
Police initially said he was shot at 9:59, several minutes before. Then they revised that to about 10:05.
I don't get. Don't make no sense why he would shoot towards the door to the hallway. I just don't get it. That was never his intentions. There's no way he heard anybody out in the hallway. You can't hear shit.
Right. Well, he had cameras that were pointed from his door into the hallway.
That was still just because the guy's walking. You come into his room.
In his interview, he appeared nervous as he recounted the sequence of events in the Paddock's room. DeGeneres praised Campbell's as a hero, suggested his appearance on her show would be the only time he would talk about the attack in public. She says, you being shot in the leg saved so many people's lives. How the fuck did that happen?
No.
He's still on a 10-minute rampage where he killed 60 people.
That's right here is all Ellen DeGeneres trying to cover up some shit, trying to make everybody feel better. This was like, hey, let's get this guy out here. Maybe people would stop talking about this conspiracy bullshit.
You saved so many people's lives. How's that? I don't understand how that is.
He was the first one shot.
Oh,
Supposedly the first one shot.
yeah.
And it sat there for 15 minutes. And the police and the hotel didn't even call the police.
The police arrived on scene at 10:17, and the shooting had already stopped at
Right.
15.
Right. But the hotel didn't even call the police.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. There's so many other. I found this one website where there's like 35 reasons, strange occurrences at the shooting. They go on to list like Freemason numerology, and Paddock had tattoos that they get into that.
I'm telling you, that Freemason shit, it's not not a joke.
They get into that numerology stuff, which I don't know if I'm a big fan of, to be honest with you. But
If he had Freemasonry tattoos and shit like that, then
the number 13 tattooed on his neck.
okay.
Yeah, they do a bunch of shit, but you can go look that up for yourself. I'm not getting into that stuff. Either or, we know there's still controversy surrounding this, and likely will be forever, because I think it's one of those things. It's going to be a 9/11 type deal.
He sent his wife away to
Philippines for a reason.
Most of them don't even say anything to their wives.
Right.
They just go out and do this shit. He sent his wife away to Philippines for something. He's like, you just need to
Because he's like, if you
Right.
stay in the United States, they're going to murder her, probably.
Right. He goes, I'm not going to live through this. He wanted to get away, I believe. And that's why he had those explosives, not explosives, but the materials for that in his car.
But he also had armor in his.
He didn't have on.
And he didn't have it on. He also had whatever the one thing was. He didn't have it.
If he planned on doing some type of, he would have had all that shit on, dude.
Sad, dude.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he didn't even do it. Maybe he was the guy that was like, hey, let's take these bags up to these rooms, put them in your name, right?
Millions of cameras, no shooter video.
Millions. Except for the cameras from cell phones that people did. And there's a bunch of them there looking at the hotel. And you're like, you see? If the conspiracy ones, you can see, you can see there's flashes coming out of multiple windows.
Yeah.